Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's lesson is going to be on implantation. This is a topic that under female reproductive system, and it is the process by which the zygote implanted in the wall of the uterus and then undergoes further development to convert into a mature embryo. And in this video lecture, I will discuss you about what is implantation, when, where and how it occurs, and the formation of the Morula Blastula and Gastrula. So watch the video till the end to get all important information regarding this topic. Okay, good luck. So let's start the discussion about the implantation. So what is implantation? Implantation is the process by which the fertilized ovum, that called zygote, which implants, or that means it fixes itself, or can say get attached or adhere in the endometrial lining of the uterus. And implantation that usually occurs about 1 to 2 weeks after the egg has been fertilized. Then the zygote undergoes cleavage, which is a process of a cell division, and it forms a group of cell. It contains 16 or more cell, that is called morula, and then it move down the fallopian tube to the uterine cavity, and morula still covered by the zona pellucida layer. The inner cell of the morula that form the fetus, and the outer cell of the morula that form the parts of the placenta, which is a temporary endocrine gland, and which secrete many hormones, which secrete estrogen, progesterone and HCG during pregnancy. So let's move on to the next topic, that is blastula, or the formation of blastula, that means blastocyst formation. During this phase, morula undergoes cell division and it converts into a hollow ball of unit cell layer, that is called the blastula, which forms between 5th and 8th day after fertilization. And the blastula, which will attach to the lining of the uterus, and the cell division continuously takes place. So this is the picture of the blastula. Blastula is a hollow ball of unit cell layer, and it formed by the cell division. It forms by cell division or cleavage, and it forms from the morula cells. And this is the cross section of the blastula. The cells of blastula, it releases a fluid, and it formed a fluid filled space in the center of the blastula, that is called the blastocele. And the cells of the blastula, that called blastoderm, and the attachment of the blastula in the endometrium lining of the uterus, that is called blastocyst or formation of blastocyst. And the zona pellucida disappears when the blastocyst formation takes place, and it facilitating the beginning of the growth of the fetus, beginning of the rapid growth of the fetus. And zona pellucida also prevents the implantation of the blastocyst in the fallopian tube. It doesn't expose trophoblast cell till blastocyst reaches the proper site of the implantation. The next point is gastrula, the formation of the gastrula. The cells of the blastula rearrange, and it establishes all the three embryonic germ layer, that is ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm in the embryo, and this cell is called the gastrula, and the process of the formation of the gastrula is called as gastrulation. So this is the picture of the blastula, which is a hollow ball of unit cell layer, and it further convert into gastrula, which is a cup-shaped layer, which is a cup-shaped structure, and the outer layer of the gastrula is called ectoderm, and the middle layer of the gastrula is called mesoderm, and the inner layer of the gastrula is called endoderm. And on that note, I will be telling you that in the further development of the embryo, the ectoderm will form the epidermal layer of the skin, and the neural ectoderm will form the nervous system, and the endoderm will form the lining of the gut and the liver and the lungs, and the mesoderm will form the muscle, bone, kidneys, bloods, gonads, and the connective tissue of the growing fetus. And the cells of the outer layer of the blastocyst are called trophoblast. The outer layer of the blastocyst helps to go through the endometrium. So now I have already told you that the blastula reaches to the uterus and it establish contact with the endometriums. So after they establish the contact with the endometrium, the inner cell layer of the blastula lie towards the endometrium. This is the inner cell layer of the blastula, and this is the trophoblast, and this is the blastocele, which is a fluid-filled free space, and this is the uterine gland, and this is the uterine capillary, and this is the endometrial epithelium. After that, the cells of the trophoblast, which is in direct contact with the endometrium, it grows a finger-like structure towards the endometrium of the uterus, and this is the finger-like structure which is known as chorionic villi. And chorionic villi penetrate the endometrium so that the establishment of the endometrium become more strong. And the chorionic villi, which help the embryo to get the nutrition from the endometrium, that is known as uterine milk. And chorionic villi also act as an endocrine gland, act as a temporary endocrine gland which starts the release of a hormone, that is HCG, human chorionic gonadotrophin hormone. So this is the picture where we see that the blastula that starts to enter into the endometrial tissue, and this is the chorionic villi which growing into endometrial tissue, and this is the amniotic cavity, and this is the amnion. And chorionic villi also start to release some enzymes like lytic enzymes which dissolves the outer layer of the endometrial lining. So that's why the blastocyst easily enters into the endometrial tissue. And in the last stage of the implantation, the blastocyst almost completely enters into the endometrial tissue. So now we can call the implantation process has been completed. And so in this picture we see that the blastocyst has almost enters into the endometrial tissue of the uterus. This is the endometrial epithelium, and this is the extraembryonic mesoderm, and this is the primary umbilical vesicle. So this was all about the phases of the implantation. So here is the diagram of the implantation process. We know on the 14th day of the menstrual cycle, ovulation takes place, and after ovulation, the fertilization occurs. In this area of fertilization occurs, and after fertilization, the ovum is called the fertilized egg or the mature zygote. And on the after the 24 hours after fertilization, the first cleavage occurs, and then it gradually becomes converted into two cell stage and then 4 cell stage, and after that the cell number becomes 16, and it forms the cell morula which contains 16 cells. And the morula is formed on the 4th day after fertilization. Then the embryo gradually developed and reaches towards the uterus from the fallopian tube. And to reach up to the uterus, it takes about 1 week. And during this period of time, the blastocyst also developed. And when the blastocyst reaches to the uterus, the zona pellucida breaks and the blastocyst comes out from the zona pellucida, and this is ready for the implantation, and the embryo then made contact with the endometrium, and then the developing embryo implanted in the endometrial cells of the uterus. And this was all about the implantation process. Thank you for watching the video till the end. If you liked the video lecture, so please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.